Shalom, shalom, family. I'd like to bring a topic today. Really, I want to talk about we should not be angry. At this time, we should rejoice. But I'm going to read 2 Kings 17th chapter, and I'm going to start in the 16th verse because many of you forget why we are going through and have gone through, our ancestors have gone through such hell. And many of us, we want to blame somebody. We want to take vengeance. We mad. We really angry at the adversary. But we should be angry at ourselves and our ancestors because being angry for being enslaved is not going to help you now. What you need to focus on now is what you should be doing right now. We brought it on ourselves, but now we have broken the generational curse. The generational curse is broken off Judah. And the God said he's going to take the yoke off Judah, and he has done that. But I want to read a little bit of 2 Kings to give you a better idea on why we are the way we are, why we went through what we went through. And then I'm going to tell you why you should rejoice. At a time like this, we should rejoice. 2 Kings 17th chapter and the 16th verse. And they forsook all the commandments of the Most High their God, and made for themselves molten images of two calves. And they made an Asherah, Asherah, and worshipped all the host of heaven, and served Baal. Now, let's talk about this scripture here. Okay? We've forsaken all the commandments. Yet, in the New Testament, it tells us that God has abolished the commandments. God never abolished them. They are permanent, here to stay. So everyone that think they do not have to go by the law, just make sure you're not a Hebrew. Because if you're a Hebrew Israelite, you have to go by the law of the Most High. There is no other way out. And when you say worship the host of heaven, the 13 gods of this earth, and it may be more gods, those are the fallen angels who people worshiped as their God. They worshiped the God of the sea, or the God of fire, the God of the earth. They have different gods that they worship for different reasons. God do not want that. These are fallen angels who were supposed to govern man, not intermingle with man and become their God. And that's what happened to the 10 tribes who came here over 7,000 years ago. They started worshiping spirits because the fallen angels made themselves known and helped them in many ways, and told them things and brought them out of situations. So they worship them for gods. We are not to worship them. And Baal is the adversary. They served Baal. And did you know when you say Lord, you're actually saying Baal in Hebrew? In Hebrew, Lord mean Baal. And that's why you see so many times Lord, 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 all over the Bible, because they want you to call on that name. Hebrew language is powerful. So when you're calling on that name, you're calling on Lord, and you're calling Baal, that is a mixture right there. That's taking you off track. We must recognize all the tricks in the Bible, the things that has been set forth for us. And in the New Testament, it's Lord, Lord. You don't find it so much in the Old Testament. 17, and they burned their sons and their daughters as offsprings, and used divination and sorcery, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Most High, provoking him to anger. You know, if you want to provoke God into anger, serve another God. That is the most critical thing in God's eyesight. You serve another God, you start praying to idols. He gets very angry for that because you're putting another God before him. You're making the gods of this earth your God when they are not the God of the universe. They were supposed to be just angels that come here to govern humans, and they disobeyed the Most High. So they are the fallen angels that you worship and you pray to when you're praying to these other idols. And you know, your Jesus is the God of Europe. Did you know that? He's not the God of the world. Look it up. He's the God of Europe. Mm. And excuse me. Okay. And used divination and sorcery and sold themselves to do evil in his sight, provoking him into anger. Therefore, the Most High was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. None was left but the tribe of Judah only. So I think we are rising too because we were the last ones to go disobey our God. But I want you to see the reason. We didn't just disobey God knowingly. We were following our king. And I think that's why he had mercy and grace for us, Judah, the tribe of Judah. Let's go on. 19. Judah also did not keep the commandments of the Most High their God, but walked in the customs which Israel had introduced. See that? Judah walked in the same customs that was introduced to them by the king. Let's go on. And the Most High rejected all the descendants of Israel and afflicted them and gave them into the hand of spoilers until he had cast them out of his sight. Now, understand this. When he's saying Israel, Israel is the 10 tribes. Judah is the 2 tribes. Tribe of Judah and Joseph was together. And the 10 tribes were the other tribes that went, the 10 tribes, I think the 10 tribes went south, no, north, and Judah went south. I'm not sure, I may be saying the opposite of it. But anyway, the descendants of Israel was afflicted. And so he gave them over to the spoilers. 21. You know, let me say this. When the 10 tribes did come to the land of milk and honey, where no foot had ever walked, this land of America, which was called Turtle Island, uh, when they got here, they started praising other gods, the fallen angels. They started praising them and worshiping them because they helped them. They thought they were gods. And that was the big mistake. And that's a mistake that we make nowadays in these other religions. 21. And when he had torn Israel from the house of David, you hear that? He tore Israel from the house of David. They made Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, king, and Jeroboam drove Israel from following the Most High and made them commit great sin. The people of Israel walked in all the sins which Jeroboam did, and they did not depart from them until the Most High removed Israel out of his sight, as he had spoken by all his servants, the prophets. So Israel was exiled from their own land to Syria until this day. So they went into exile, the ones that did not leave and go to America. Um, these these Israelites, they followed Jeroboam the king. So did Judah. But God never cast Judah out. I can't find anywhere in here where he said Judah did the same thing as Israel, but he never said he cast them out. That's interesting. I want you to go now to, I'm going to go to Isaiah 42. Isaiah. Okay, Isaiah 42 or 32. Let's see. Isaiah 42. Mm. Okay. We're going to start in 41. We're going to start in Isaiah. We're going to do 41, a few scriptures in 41. Okay. No, okay. 41, 9. I'm going to read verse 9. Behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things I now declare before you, before they spring forth. I tell you them. He always tell us what's coming. We may not always get it, but he always tell you in his word what's about to take place. So now this is a turnover. The kingdom is turning over into another kingdom rule. And that is the new thing that he's doing here upon this earth. And he says, sing to the Most High a new song, because we should be rejoicing. Even though it's going to hurt to see our family members, our friends, associates, we're going to see them fall in this world because of their disbelief, because they refuse to even consider that God is not their God. 10. Sing to the Most High a new song, his praise from the end of the earth. Let the sea roar and all that fills it, the coastlands and their inhabitants. Let the desert and its cities lift up their voice. The villages and Kedar inhabit. Let the inhabitations of Selah sing for joy. Let them shout from the top of the mountains. Let them give glory to the Most High and declare his praise in the coastlands. The Most High goes forth like a mighty man, like a man of war. He stirs up his fury. He cries out. He shouts aloud. He shows himself mighty against his foe. You know, understand this. It's talking about what all he's doing, but it's the power that you hold now. Whenever the adversary come up against you, they get immediate punishment. Start watching it. We have the power. All we have to do is talk to the Most High God about it. Talk to him and trust him. And believe me, everything is going to work out in your behalf. 14. For a long time I have held my peace. This is the Most High. I have kept still and restrained myself. Now I will cry out like a woman in travail. I will gash and pant. I will lay waste mountains and hills and dry up all the herbage. I will turn the rivers into land. I will turn the rivers into islands and dry up the pools. And I will lead the blind in a way that they know not, in paths that they have not known. I will guide them. Yes, the path they have not known, the path to the Most High God. Israelites, this is the path that he's speaking of, the path back to him, the path back to the Most High, our first love. I will turn the darkness before them into light. Oh, the rough places into level ground. These are the things I will do. I will not forsake them. They shall be turned back and utterly put to shame. Who trust in graven images, who say to molten images, you are our God. You know, the reason why the images was made here on earth, and you have different religions with that praise different idols, gods. You have the cross and Jesus that you got some praise. Then you got Buddha that they praise, and you got the Hindus. You got people, different statues for different gods that they praise. Whoever their God is, that is the statue that they praise. And the fallen angels deliberately had them to make these images to represent them while they are in bondage away. You know, they are the fallen ones. They have not the freedom to come down and do what they want to do. So they had you to build an image to pray to in their place. So let's go on. Um, Hear you deaf, 18. Hear you deaf, and look, you blind. Oh, did I read this up here? Wait a minute. Okay, I think I went before my. Okay, I'm going to read. I'm going to start right here. I will guide them. I will turn the darkness before them into light and rough places into level ground. Yeah. And these are the things I will do, and I will not forsake them. They shall be returned back and utterly put to shame who trust in graven images, who say to molten images, you are my God. I read that. And I'm going to go down, skip down now to 20, verse 20. I'm in Isaiah chapter 42, verse 20. He sees many things, but does not observe them. His ears are open, but he does not hear. That is so true. The ears are open, but when you tell truth and knowledge to others, they can't hear you. They're blinded still by the doctrine that they've been indoctrinated under, whatever religion that is, because God way is a way of life, the Most High. He's the way of life. It's not a religion, it's a way to live. Okay, 21. The Most High was pleased for his righteousness' sake to magnify his law and make it glorious. But this is a people robbed and plundered. He's speaking of Judah and the 10 tribes. They are all of them trapped in holes because the curse, we're not cured from what has been done to our ancestors, been handed down to us. There's no way we cannot be affected by what has happened to our ancestors. We have that blood, that same blood. It's in our DNA. What has happened to them has caused us to be as we are, and it was orchestrated. All of this that has been done to the so-called African Americans was planned a long time ago, hundreds of years ago. This is a plan, and you could read about this plan in Obadiah. And this plan, where is it at? It's in many places. The plan to, in what is it, Psalm 83? You know, this was a plan to bring God's children down to naught. It was a plan for them to reverse and take our place and put us down under them. It was a plan and it worked because God allowed it to work. That is what you need to understand. It didn't work because they have that power, so much power, which they do have power, but they only had power over us because of our disobedience. If we obey our God, the Almighty, we won't have to worry about this anymore, going into slavery or being mistreated. Because guess what? We are the head, not the tail, and we're coming back. 22. But this is a people robbed and plundered. They are all of them trapped in holes and hidden in prisons. Aren't we? So many of us in prison up to this day, and many of us are there for something that we did not do. And hidden in prisons, they have become a prey with none to rescue. Nobody rescue us. America paid I think it was the Japanese for something that they had done to them against them. America paid the Jews for being persecuted and millions dying. And they paid other groups of people too. But they will not give us reparation. They refuse to give us reparation. Because giving us reparation, they would have to admit their guilt and their wrongdoings, and they refuse to do that. Okay, they have become a prey with none to rescue. Nobody rescue us, nobody. A spoil with none to say. Restore, he says, restore my people. Who among you will give ear to this, will attend and listen for the time to come? Give ear. Give ear to it. Because our Most High God is ready to bring his vengeance and has already begun upon this world for what they have done to his chosen ones. I'm going to go to 42. I read 16 and 22. Okay, 17. So it's time for us to rejoice. To rejoice. And listen what the Most High has said right here in Isaiah 43, 4th chapter, 43, 4th verse. Because you are precious in my eyes and honored, and I love you. I give men in return for you, peoples in exchange for your life. Fear not, for I am with you. I will bring your offspring from the east, and from the west I will gather you. I will say to the north, give up, to the south, do not withhold. Bring my sons from afar, and my daughters from the end of the earth. Many of us think that we must leave America and go to Africa. Many of us are doing that, getting out of America. Yes, America is Babylon. But it's not the only, there's more than one Babylon. Babylon, you have to consider Europe. They follow right in the footsteps of America with all the wickedness. And Israel, the fake Jews, they are the synagogue of Satan. Okay? They are the synagogue of Satan. And I want to read that for you. And I don't have that. I don't have that book here, but in Revelation. But it says in Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, it says that they say they are Jews, but they're not. They're the synagogue of Satan, and they are. So, people, the only thing that you need to do is to draw closer to the Most High. Draw closer to Him, and He draw closer to us. We supposed to glorify and gather the tribes. And like I was about to say, everybody want to move to Africa, but He said He's going to gather us all in one place. He said He's going to bring us all from the east, from the west, from the north, and the south. Listen, everybody here is coming to America, okay? The tribes are coming here to America. They're not all going to Africa. He said He would gather all of us in one place. Look, here in America, we have every nationality in America. We have everyone right here in America, not in Africa. You have every tribe is coming to America, are being driven here for some reason whatsoever. They are being driven here to America because this is the gathering place. They're being gathered right here in America, not in Africa. Now, maybe in some time in the future, He may tell us to go to Africa, but right now, He have not spoken to me. He have not told me to leave and go to Africa. From what I can understand in my heart, that we should gather our tribal members right now here in America. We should gather until He get our land right and put us in the place He want us to be. We're here now, and we're being gathered right here in America. So don't worry if you're not in Africa or can't go to Africa or whatever reason, because I sense that they're moving ahead of time. You know, because everybody is meeting here in America. So it's been great talking with you again. I enjoy every conversation and every scripture read, everything that I do. I enjoy it, knowing that it may help someone understand a little bit better about the Most High God. So I want to say shalom, shalom, until next time.